I need y'all to hear me on this one. Privileged women reinvent themselves every season. Every time life feels stale, they pivot. Every time something isn't working for them, they switch it up. And I know what some of y'all are thinking. Good for them, must be nice. Yes, it is nice, and it's something that you have permission to do. Today, I'm gonna tell you exactly how to claim that privilege for yourself and why summer is the perfect time to do it. Welcome back to my channel, my friends, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Christy, and I make content centered around realizing that no matter where we are in life, no matter our age, we are just on time to live the life of our dreams. Summer is a great time to step into your reinvention era. Not next year, not when the kids get older, not when you lose weight or get the job or meet the man. Now, reinvention is a privilege that you can claim. I've said it before that so often we get privilege wrong. We think it's just about money or where you were born or who your family is or what you look like and all of these external things. Privilege is a mindset. It's a culture. It is a way of moving through the world where you deeply believe that the best life is for you, and the way that you show up in the world reflects that belief. When you live in privilege, you don't ask for permission to upgrade your life. You don't sit around waiting for other people to tell you that it is okay to want more. You don't wait for the perfect conditions or for a green light. You decide, you claim it, and you move. Deciding to live in privilege was one of the mindsets that completely changed my life, because before then, life had kicked me in the butt so hard. And even though I had education and a career and all of these things on paper on the outside looked like they should have been enough, I genuinely believed that there were certain levels of peace and opportunity and softness and abundance and joy that I just couldn't access yet. Things that I still had to earn before I could live the life of my dreams. And that belief kept me stuck. It wasn't until I started paying attention to what I called in my head privileged people and the culture and the mindset around privilege, and realized that I don't have to wait for anything, because they don't. They make a decision, they start moving, and they trust the details are going to work themselves out. And more often than not, they do. If you haven't seen any of my Living in Privilege videos, I'm going to link up here a playlist so that you can watch it and really internalize that you can choose to access this privilege right now. And so it hit me that real privilege is not just in what you have, it is in how you think. It's in how boldly you're willing to move through life. And the most privileged people, the women who are living in their fullness, they reinvent themselves as many times as necessary. They don't cling to old versions of themselves out of loyalty to the past or because they're afraid of what other people are going to think. They don't care if it's going to make people uncomfortable. They don't ask who's going to let me. They ask, who's going to stop me? They get to a point where they realize this version of me, it no longer fits. And instead of negotiating with that, instead of trying to shrink themselves back down to fit that, they move. They shed that old identity just like a butterfly sheds its cocoon, and they step into their next season without hesitation. And that is the privilege that you have the right to claim as well. And what I really love about it is that you don't need to be rich or famous or well connected to decide to live in your privilege. You just need to decide that you are done living like the old you. That decision alone will shift your entire life. That's how it started for me. And as soon as you are ready, it will start for you too. The old you is overdue for an upgrade. Some of you are walking around clinging to an old version of you like it's a favorite high school t-shirt. And you know which one I'm talking about. It's comfortable, it's familiar, it smells like nostalgia, and while it may have holes in it and it may no longer fit, you still wear it. That's how some of us are with our identities. We can be fiercely loyal to who we used to be in a season that we've outgrown, and oftentimes we don't even realize it. Something that I had to come to learn was that just because something is comfortable does not mean that it's supposed to be permanent. The version of you that tolerated chaos, made herself small, stayed quiet, dimmed her light, and put everybody else first, and told herself she'd get to her dreams when things slow down, that version of you, she had her time. She kept you safe when you didn't know better, but her time is up. I know how easy it is to cling to who you've always been to because it feels safe. That used to be my story. I was showing up as broke Christy, as overwhelmed Christy, as just go along to get along Christy. And I was doing it long after that version of me had been retired. I would hold on to situations that drained me or talk myself out of opportunities or dim my light because I was scared. I was scared of leaving people behind. I was scared of failing. I was scared that maybe I wasn't enough. But I learned that I could not go into my next season. I could not get to my dream life. I could not get to the things that God had for me with those old mindsets. I needed to change. I needed to evolve. And You need to as well. The woman that you want to become, the woman that you see in your head when nobody's watching, the one that you dream about when you let yourself be honest, she's already in you. She's already yours, but she needs you to make space. And you can't make space if you're still holding on to old stories, old habits, old mindsets, old environments that feed this version of you that you don't even like anymore. Something that I do now is make sure that I am auditing my life every season, every chance that I get, because I'm constantly growing, which leads to this mindset of reinvention. And let me be so clear. It's not about being flaky. It's not about constantly starting and stopping. It's not about being someone who can't commit or won't commit to a particular thing. It's more about recognizing that the version of you that you were last year or even last month may not be built for the dreams that you are chasing next month. When I started moving like that, my life opened up in ways that completely blew my mind. There are things that I'm doing now, mindsets that I have now that I just could not even wrap my head around 3 months ago. And it's because I am in this place where I am constantly auditing so that I can reinvent myself. Or like the Bible says, renew my mind. So audit your life. Ask yourself, is this version of me still serving where I'm trying to go? If the answer is no, bless her for getting you this far and let her go. When we stay stuck, it's not because we don't have it in us. It's because we're too afraid to evolve. The women out there that are creating their soft lives, their abundant lives, their peaceful lives, they're not better or luckier than you. They are not loved by God more than you. They just had the audacity to outgrow their old selves and to pursue the life that they wanted. What reinvention looks like this summer. All right, so you might be sitting there like, all right, Christy, I hear you. I get it. I am overdue for reinvention. But what does that even look like? What does it mean to reinvent myself this summer? I am going to give you 4 small, intentional, audacious moves that you can implement right now to shift your life. Up first, adopt a privileged mindset right now. Naturally, the first step is that you have got to start thinking like a privileged woman. And the privileged mindset that I want you to adopt is start now, details later. You have to believe that you are allowed to start before you have all of the answers. I've said it before. Privileged women do not sit around waiting on conditions to be perfect before they do a thing. They don't need to keep asking God for 17 signs or get 5 confirmations from their group chat before they can start. They are not putting together a spreadsheet of every possible outcome before they make a move. They decide, they start, and they trust that the details will catch up. And I get it. I really do. I know that it can be scary. I used to be the queen of once this happens, then I will do XYZ. Once I lose 10 pounds, then I'll wear the swimsuit. Once I save this much, then I'll start the business. Once I feel more confident, then I'll speak up. Babes, no, it does not work like that. Confidence comes in the doing. Favor comes when you move. The doors open when you start walking toward them. 2, get in new rooms. Stop limiting yourself to the same circles, same conversations, same environments that keep affirming your old identity. Privileged women go where their future lives. They put themselves in proximity to possibility. Go places that you have been nervous to go to. Visit that luxury store. Even if you don't buy anything, it challenges you to remind yourself that you belong there and that you are worth it. Go to that networking event. Sit in on that online workshop. Follow people who inspire you. The more you get used to being in those spaces, the less intimidating they feel and the more normal abundance becomes. I did this for years before I could afford the life that I have now, and I still do it. I would walk in neighborhoods where all of the homes were beautiful and they inspired me to be creative and think about the life that I wanted to live. I would either window shop or buy something small at places that made me feel nervous. I also sat in on webinars of people who were living the life that I dreamed about and learning how they did that. I got mentors and coaches for parts of my life and mindset that I was working to elevate. And every single time, a little bit of that energy rubbed off on me until I got to a place where it was like, oh, yeah, 100%, I can do that. And now I'm doing it. That's how you start shifting the narrative about what's possible for you. Number 3, declutter your identity. You know, we love a little bit of decluttering around here, but I'm not talking about your closet, even though go ahead and do that too. No, I'm talking about the way that you describe yourself and the stories that you keep rehearsing, the labels that you keep clinging to because they feel safe. Stop leading with, I'm so busy, I'm so tired, I'm always struggling, I'll never have enough time, I'm always broke, I'm behind in life, I have this thing going on, I have this trauma stopping me from XYZ. Babes, words create worlds. You will never outgrow an identity that you keep speaking life into. Like, it's just never going to happen. This summer, it is time to flip the script. Start saying things like, I'm in my reinvention era. I'm moving like the woman that I'm becoming, not who I used to be. I am attracting peace. I'm building momentum. I'm stepping into rooms that I once thought were off limits. And it might feel weird at first, but the more you frame your identity around who you're becoming, the best version of yourself, your brain and your circumstances start to line up with that language. Number 4, say yes to one new opportunity. I want you to say yes to something that you would have normally talked yourself out of. The privileged mindset moves on yes. It does not say no out of fear or scarcity. It does not shrink down when opportunity knocks. Now, it does not mean say yes to everything, but I know that there is at least one thing that you have been scared to say yes to, and that one thing could literally change your whole life. Maybe it's finally booking that solo trip or applying for that dream job. Maybe it's starting a YouTube channel or hiring a coach. It could be pitching yourself for that thing that you've been feeling unqualified for. Whatever it is, your next level is always on the other side of a yes. One yes can change your whole life. And if you're sitting there thinking, but what if I fail? Babe, I'm gonna take you all the way back to number 3, where you are decluttering your identity. What if you don't? What if it works? What if that yes shifts everything? You won't know until you move. So when I say reinvent yourself this summer, I'm not saying go get a new haircut and then call it a day. I mean, shift your mind, your environment, your words, and your opportunities. Shifting these 4 things alone will put you on a completely different track. And the best part, you don't have to wait for anybody's permission, but if you need it, here's your permission. Now, I want you to think for a second, what's actually stopping you from reinventing yourself this summer? Is it fear? Is it other people's opinions? Is it comfort? Is it a little voice in your head that keeps whispering, you can't do that. You're too old. You're too late. What will people say? Ignore her. She is lying to you. This summer is your season if you decide it is, but nobody's going to hand it to you. You have to claim it. You have to believe that it is within your right and your privilege to access peace and ease and new opportunities, that you can reinvent yourself as many times as it takes to become the woman that you've always wanted to be. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to drop a comment right now and tell me what you're leaving behind this summer and what you're stepping into. Speak it out loud, write it down, declare it in the comments like you believe it, even if your voice is shaking, because the moment you put it out there, it starts becoming real. And if you are really about that reinvention life, I am inviting you to join my upcoming Dream Life Jumpstart Challenge. For 5 days straight, about 1 to 2 hours each day, going from June 23rd to June 27th, we are going to hang out. I am going to walk you through how to show up for yourself unapologetically, how to get your time and energy back, and really how to build momentum toward the life that you've been dreaming about. I designed this challenge for women exactly like you, who are just done with sitting on the sidelines of their lives and who are ready to start creating the lives that they know that they're meant for. So if that sounds like something that you want in your life, I want you to go ahead and click the link in the description below to get all of the details and to register. It is going to be such an amazing week and you don't want to miss it. All right, y'all, if this video spoke to you, if you are feeling like, yep, that was for me, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and share it with one of your girls who also needs to hear this. Also, if you haven't subscribed, like, what are you doing? I'm gonna need you to jump on that. Alrighty, my friends, I love you. I'm rooting for you, and I will see you in my next. Mwah. Bye for now.